Wagwan, Wagwan. Welcome to my channel, the DIY Yardie. Welcome back if you've been here before. In this video today, I'm working on a Whirlpool dishwasher. And the problem with this dishwasher is it's not pumping the water out of the machine during the cycling. Okay. So what I'm going to do is actually replace the pump for this machine. And what tools I'll need is my wet and dry vac, flat screwdriver, Phillips screwdriver, and also the new pump. Alright, so getting into this, you can see I've actually vacuumed this water out before and ran it again, and just in the test mode to make sure that the pump isn't working. Well, the pump is running, but it's not pumping, it's not cycling the water out. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this filter here and vacuum the water out. Okay, and in order to do this, you need a wet and dry vac. Now, you don't have to use a vacuum to do this. You can actually go ahead and pull the machine out from under the countertop, and well, once you pull it out, you can drain it. Use a pan or something to drain it, but this way is much easier for me. That's why I'm using the vacuum. Alright, next thing I'm going to do is to remove these screws that holds the machine in place. And you can see this is not the right setup here. So I actually got the right things, which I'm going to show you in a sec. There's the right these are little connectors here that connect into the top of the machine and is secured to the below the sink there. All right. So I'm gonna get this removed. Get these screws removed. So now that I got the screws removed, what you can do is grab down here, the lower part of the machine, rock it left to right, get it started. Then you can go up top once you get it. Yeah, I got it moved out a few inches. You can go up top and pull it out from the top. And try to keep that insulation on the machine from ripping off. So next thing you want to do here is unplug the machine. Okay, unplug it before you go any further, or some of these machines, they aren't plugged in. They're actually hardwired into the electrical system. So you'll definitely need to go to the circuit breaker and make sure that system is shut down. Okay, but luckily this one is plugged in, so I just made sure that it was unplugged. So this is actually the pump under here. I'm trying to get to show you. It's like under the machine towards the front. That's it there. Gray with a white box on top. This is the new part, and that's the part number there. It's a replacement pump. We'll get it out of the box, let you see what it looks like. So that's it. That's the new pump. And you see those little yellow fan looking part? That's the propeller wheel that pumps the water out of the machine. Alright, so what I'm going to do is this is the drain hose it's going into the garbage disposal. That's a flat screwdriver, so I'm going to get that pulled because I want to have access to this hose. So use your flat screwdriver to loosen up that clamp. Slide it back and you grab a hold and you rock that right. Okay. Be careful pulling that off because also where it connects to the garbage disposal, that is actually a plastic connection, so take your time when you're removing that. Next thing, we're going to pull the hose out from under the counter here. And you can actually do this with the hose under the counter. You really don't have to pull it out from under the counter, but I did it because I wanted to check the hose to make sure that the hose was clear, there was no restrictions in the hose, so better to have it out from under the counter to check all of that. So what I'm doing here is I'm using a vacuum to vacuum out all of the water. So I'm putting it down to the lowest, all the way down to the ground, and I'm making sure all the water is vacuumed out of it. And also whatever dirt and debris may be in there also. I'm making sure no more water is coming out. Okay, so I'm good to go. So now I'm going to go about removing the pump. So there's a little tab up on top of this pump, right where the arrow is pointing to. You got to press down on that. Press down and twist counterclockwise. Just like that. Keep turning. It's a little tight because there's a rubber washer there. Okay, see this fan? You can see pieces of it are missing. This is what it's supposed to look like. So that's the reason why the water wasn't pumping out. Alright, so now I'm gonna unhook this the electrical connector to this pump. So you need a little screwdriver. And there's a little tab right where the wire connector goes in. There's a little tab. So you're going to stick the screwdriver under that tab. Okay, so I'm moving these wires off the pump, the body of the pump. Okay, right where you see that black dot, take your screwdriver and you pry back on that. It's like a little locking cap. Pry back on that cap and just lift up on the plug. It'll just pop out of there like that. That's it. And you get the new pump, and you just plug the connector onto the new pump. It only works one way. You can't put it on there the wrong way. It only goes on one direction. Okay, so you plug that in. Now I'm going to get this pump in reconnected to where we removed the old one. And it's a good idea also to wipe down that area where you're going to install this new pump, just to make sure it's nice and clean. I actually did that, but I didn't catch it on camera. Okay, so you just want to make sure your mounting surface is nice and clean. All right, so you're gonna put the pump in with that white section, which is the top. You want to have that, let's say about 3 o'clock when you're putting it on. Put it on at 3 and turn clockwise until you get to the 12 o'clock position. I'm sorry, not 3, 9. You're starting out at the 9 o'clock position and turn up to 12. Okay, so sideways like that and turn until you get to the 12 o'clock position. And it will click and lock in place. And you can shake it, make sure it's on there securely. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to, plug the machine in with it out from under the counter and kind of like, give it a test run. Make sure there's no leaks and that it's actually pumping before I reinstall it under the counter. Okay, so the drain hose, you'll need to put that in like a bucket or something. I'm using the vacuum, just sticking it inside the vacuum. Alright, so I'm going to turn it on and let it run for a little bit. And while this is happening, you want to check for leaks. Make sure everything is nice and dry. Now I'm going to cancel. And once you hit the cancel, it should start to drain the water back out of the machine. That's a good sign. Water is running out, which it wasn't doing before. Alright, so now once this water stops, I can go ahead and reinstall the machine under the counter and it should be good to go. Okay, so now I'm going to reinstall the machine under the counter. Got it installed, and now I'm running a test again. So I canceled, and I'm making sure that it's actually pumping the water into the sink. There we go. Alright, so got our problem corrected. It's actually doing what it's supposed to do. And job complete. Alright. Hopefully this video helped you. If it did, please give me a like. Please subscribe if you think this video helped. And this is DIY Yachty. Enough respect. Bless up. Till next time.